Yeah.
And so what I'm gonna do is this is all off the cuff. There's no rules, there's no right or wrong or anything. I'm going to go live on here. I'm going to introduce the podcast. Why are you so nervous? Don't be nervous. This isn't like a
I know.
Yeah, this isn't anything like that.
I mean, I've never done anything to this capacity, so I am actually chill. I'm just wanting to make sure I don't look like an idiot either.
You're not. It's impossible to look like an idiot. The only idiot is me here. So, I'll do a little introduction. Then we'll just start going into kind of like a little Q&A. You can tell a story, and then I'll end it. And that's basically it. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or something like that. And so, let me title this. Valerie.
My merch.
What?
The shirt that I originally got, it's like so big.
Oh, really? I just ordered more. All right, so we're live right here. And I'll just kind of be going a little like back and forth. So let's get this podcast going.
Okay. So that's where the magic happens, huh?
Where all the magic happens. Everyone thinks it's the bedroom, not the bedroom.
I should have put mine near my Christmas tree.
Okay. All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Adam Potash, and you are listening to the Adam Potash Approach. I always say that I have special guests on, but I really truly believe that this is one of my favorite guests ever to be on the show, and probably going to be one of my favorite podcasts. Reason being is we have Valerie with us today. I am actually streaming live on TikTok, as always, kind of double dipping, and of course, recording this podcast at the same time. But I have one of the biggest losers. I hope you don't mind me calling you that, but you are the biggest loser. Valerie has been on the program a total of 8 months now. And Valerie, without further ado, I will let you tell everybody listening and watching right now how much weight you have lost on the approach.
Yes. Hi, everybody. So I actually have been on the approach since April 6th of this year.
Okay.
And on November 1st, I hit my 115 lost mark. So I've been faithfully dedicated, committed to the program for 8 months, and it's now kind of just wired in my head. I just literally live through the program. I eat, sleep, everything. And as you can see my results in the background.
I see. I don't know if everyone can see it that's watching right now on TikTok, but I do see your background there of your before and after. Maybe you have that on there for a little like inspiration, like I'm never getting back to that point. I'm assuming something like that going on.
I just, it's kind of such a huge inspirational opportunity for even myself till this day that I looked like that. And it's crazy because even though I didn't hate myself and I loved who I was, I still am shocked till this day that I don't know if I shared a story with you, but I'll share it with everybody right now. I have a funny story of a client I had. This is probably going back 7-8 years ago now. She ended up losing about 55, 60 pounds with me. And I happened to be moving. I moved my office one day and I was going through folders and files because I keep files on everybody. And I came across this client or member who I hadn't talked to in a while. And I sent her a photo of her intake form, and I covered her name. And
And she replied, and it was said like, 200 and something pounds or whatever her starting weight was. And I sent her a photo of that, and she replied with, "Who was that fat ass?" Kind of just joking around. And I said, "That fat ass was you." And she like cried on the spot, blown away that she couldn't believe that she was, at that point, and more so than that, like the strides that she had made to this point today. And so I'm sure maybe some of that funny story you can relate to.
Oh, absolutely. When I have first started, Adam, I had to talk to myself. Even my kids were like, "Mama, why are you always talking?" I'm like, "I'm talking to that fat girl that's living in here." Because she likes to drink and she likes to, I'm a cook. I'm not a chef like your background, but I cook amazing. I'm that Latina flair is in the background.
Yeah. I see the Latina nails going on there too.
I love food. I'm a foodie. I love culture. And it was hard to talk to the fat girl and tell her, "Hey, this isn't a diet. How can you, since you know how to cook, just transform it differently?" So in the beginning, my aha moment was that Nourishly app that you guys have. I was shocked. I mean, you guys monitored my sleep, my every stop. I meal prepped and I would write menus and email it to you like, "Hey, what should I tweak here? This is what I want to do." And I had to have boring menus for myself because I had to learn to tweak it in the healthiest way possible.
Right.
And then when I lost my 70 pounds, Adam, and I had gone to my primary care doctor, I was terrified of scales. I didn't go to the gym. I was so embarrassed to even just show myself.
Sure.
And I would cry in the mirror, just seeing myself and thinking, like, that fat girl, she was taking over.
And I want to share everybody listening at home, like we're using this term loosely, almost like, just kind of like that person that you were before. And I don't want to offend anybody, obviously, by listening to this, but it's true. It's like, you were this one person before, and then you become this other person now. It's basically kind of the terms that we're using.
Adam, and your lives too, mentally is where, and you're right, and I apologize.
Can you show everybody those nails? I gotta pause for a second and see those. Are those like Christmas? Those are like Christmas nails, I'm assuming.
I actually do my own nails.
Oh my God. Wow. For those of you that are listening at home, they're about 3 inches long, and all holiday decorated. Look really nice.
Thank you. So what I was saying is that for me, my pivotal moment was not being hard on myself and not talking about myself like the word fat girl.
Yeah.
And so I started removing a lot of those really harsh words, because when we speak those out loud,
you're stuck in that. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's kind of hard to change your outlook. And so then I started thinking, oh my goodness, I was happy at 70 pounds. No, how about I get to my goal weight? So then I started actively in the community, and I started really taking ideas from people who were posting and try not to reinvent the wheel. And then, of course, I've shown you my notebook of, it's like the Adam.
So Valerie,
let me show everybody.
We spoke a little bit before this, and I have some other news for everybody watching and listening at home. So Valerie, we had like a live Zoom the other day, and Valerie showed me she has like a whole office dedicated to her weight loss program and the approach, and it's unbelievable. And I'm hoping, as we go through this more and more, and I know now you're part of the program, which we'll talk about later, but you get to share your successes and your wins and how you went through things with other people. So that's kind of the giving that gives back kind of thing.
Absolutely. And the fact that I have posted in the community my weight loss, and I thought, oh, this is so hard because I have to be vulnerable and I have to actually show pictures. And I thought, no more hiding behind email. I have to love me. I love my journey. I love what I've accomplished, but most importantly, Adam, your support and the community support made me feel like I wasn't alone. I was not So I just wasn't battling this by myself, because we all are inspirations to one another.
Sure,
And
sure.
so at that point, I just thought, well, how can I make this movement? And I just started becoming more passionate about just the Adam Potash approach, because you are a God sent. And I don't know about y'all's spirituality, but God puts the most amazing people and opportunities in our life. And I'm so happy that there was a point, let me tell you guys, and maybe there's a lot of you out there that's like me, but I started changing my algorithm. I started changing my algorithm on TikTok. And so I started watching more health videos, more intermittent fasting, because I had heard amazing things about intermittent fasting. And so I started changing it. So then you started coming up in my For You page a lot.
Right.
And my hook was no calories, no this, no that. And I'm like, okay, sure.
Right. So for those of you that don't know about the program, what Valerie's referring to is we don't count calories in this program. We don't track macros. We don't weigh our food. We don't do anything like that. And in fact, I tell people when they first start not to exercise. So those are some of the key things that I think make this program sustainable. And obviously you're living proof that it has been sustainable.
It has. My children, I have a son that's, type 1 diabetic and insulin dependent, and his body, his health has transformed. His A1C is better than mine. It's just
so it's become like a family affair type of thing.
Absolutely.
They've taken after you, and they've seen your success, and I always love those stories of just how it transforms and kind of trickles down to everybody else that you touch, right? And you mentioned, and I'm going to cut you off, but you mentioned earlier about the support and everybody supporting one another. And having that accountability. You guys are my accountability. Everybody thinks like, you guys are holding each other accountable. I have 1,700 members in the program holding me accountable for my actions and what I do and what I put in my mouth. So it goes both ways. And a lot of people might not realize that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, when you cry or when you're just so passionate about really helping people, Adam, I've just never had that kind of community before, because you see the cliche, guys, you see, lose weight, 20 pounds, whatever. You see all those cliches, but until you're actually putting in the work, again, I'm a walking cliche at this point, it's so true. It really is true. And I love when you celebrate people's successes and it just touches you. And I think that for me, when I told you about my 70-pound, you were like, wait, a double take. And you just had to take a moment to not cry on social media.
And that was a really emotional day. Fridays are weigh-in day in the community. And I think that particular day, I remember, I can tell you exactly where I was. I had walked to our clubhouse for whatever reason, and I had been at our clubhouse and I was walking back and I turned on the community and saw all this success. I know exactly where I was. And I literally started crying just for your success. And there was just an abundant amount of people. And, for me, it was just like, this is such an incredible journey that I'm able to be a part of everybody else's weight loss as well. And everybody else is, sharing their weight loss with everybody in the community. And that's really what I wanted from day one. Listen, I've been health coaching for 15 years now. And for the majority of those years, it was one-on-one. And although the success has been amazing, it is nothing like sharing it within a community of 1,500 members, 1,600 members, whatever, amount, just that camaraderie of everyone doing the right thing and everyone successful.
Absolutely. And what else do you want to know? Because I am so privileged.
So I have a few notes in my head. One of the things that you mentioned was the food logging app. Now we just launched our own food logging app. We had been using a third-party one for the last few years. And, that I always tell people that's one of the best forms of accountability and success is not just writing it down for yourself, because that obviously ups the game, right? You having to write down all your meals, you're going to think twice about putting this in your mouth or that in your mouth, right? Because you have to write it down. You're like, oh crap, I can't believe I ate all those today. But the second piece of that is having an accountability coach attached to you and checking everything you do every single day, not once a week, not once a month, every single day. So talk to me about kind of your thoughts behind that.
You know, it was really frustrating at first. I'm not going to lie. The first month, I'm like, dang it, why do I keep gaining a pound or 2 pounds? I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And so, and then it got to the point with whoever was checking I always thought it was either you or whoever else. And you kind of start getting to know who's checking
The
up.
response,
Not that you know them, but you're like, okay, that's
I'm not putting any hearts, on the thing. So now we
exactly.
have the health coaches
Right.
are putting hearts and big smiley face with hearts on. That wasn't me.
So week 2, I was like, you know what? I am so frustrated. And then so I was on a mission that whoever was checking my Nourishly was finally going to say, good job. That's perfect.
Yeah.
When I got that, that was like my first milestone.
Yeah.
Finally, I was approved.
Yeah, no, what's funny about, I'll tell you another quick story is I was actually talking to one of my best friends yesterday. He lives in San Diego, California, and we were talking about my new app and so forth, and how one of the beauties about this app again is having someone. His response is, you mean it's not like a bot or a robot respond? I'm like, no, like we have actual live health coaches checking every single person's log. He's like, how do you do that? I'm like, we just divvy up the amount of people. We have health coaches on the back end and they check it on periodically. And he's like, that's unbelievable.
Amazing.
So he doesn't necessarily have to lose weight or be in the program. He's like, I just want to do that just to have someone on the other line. Maybe he wants to log his workouts, he said, and have someone kind of check his workouts. I said, yeah, come on, like we'll bring you on board. So yeah, it's a cool feature.
I love it. I mean, guys, if I can't tell you enough, when you're starting, and I promise this is not a pitch, this is just me sharing things that really transformed my thought process and my journey, is you have to learn how to eat again. Yeah. We think for the longest time, I kept saying, I am a colon cancer survivor and I had to eat a lot of fiber and protein, and I couldn't even digest a spinach leaf. Mm-hmm. And I kept saying, oh, I eat healthy though. I eat healthy. And I really, at the end of the day, wasn't eating healthy. And it just was, it was a rude awakening. Yeah. And finally, when I was getting it right and my meals were like, this is perfect. This is, this is great. And you guys are so polite, even when you're giving us the truth, and you're very sensitive. You guys have good bedside manner. Because it's a hard journey. Mentally, we want to give up right away. I mean, it's just, we're human. And I started making meal preps based on.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of your meal prep. Yeah, those look good. You're saying all this stuff and it's making me think of other stories along the way. And my, one of the reasons I got into health and nutrition to become a health coach, because no offense to my dad, he's one of the most amazing guys, but he is not in good health whatsoever. And he has that mindset of, oh, I'm just eating salami. It's just a couple pieces of bread. It's just, this is healthy. That's just his level of health. And he thinks that is normal. And it's just, again, that's how I kind of got into, I just wanted this to be about educating people to understand how to do the right things. And you hit the nail on the head of you thought you were doing something, but you were so far off from what it really is supposed to be.
Absolutely. And I started learning too, a lot of your weekly, and that's the notes that I had to take, because I was literally learning Chinese when I thought I already knew Chinese, I know that's such a drastic, example, but I had to take notes, especially those weekly. I mean, I was reading every word. I would have to go and play it back and really learn. And then I started researching it. And then it just kind of became second nature, like breathing to me. And I started eating with a purpose and doing the research and really understanding the health benefits of everything that we put into our body is what helped me without even noticing that I was already doing it.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to think about, and it's great because for Thanksgiving, if I want to make, or for Christmas, if I want to eat my tamales that I make, or if I want to make the menudo that I make, or whatever, I don't want my hard work to go away, where I'll just taste it, or have a 1 cup. That's my rule of thumb, is 1 cup of whatever I love.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't even stomach anything more than that, because my stomach has shrunk so much. With 115 pounds, I eat like a bird sometimes, and so, yeah, I still have so much to go, but my growth isn't even about the number anymore. It's about, I've been able to transform a lot of the loose skin, and I can now lift, weights when I couldn't even lift 5 pounds. And oh my gosh, I would get winded just, walking outside to the car and then coming back. And now, I mean, I can run 3 miles. I can do it like a champ. I can do my stairs. I can, I have muscles now,
I see
So
you. I see you posting those gym workouts.
Yes. And I built my home gym. It's so cool. I'll have to send you a video or do a TikTok or something of it. But all of this is because of your program, Adam.
Well, that brings me to another point. And again, you haven't just transformed your weight, but you've really transformed your life in all these different aspects of working out, being healthy, making better choices. And again, that snowballs into so many other positive things, I'm sure. And you're just naming a few, but I'm sure it's relating to so many other things in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know there's, I try to actively participate in all of your lives, because I'm still learning, and I'm like, oh, thank you for that, because I wouldn't have thought that on my own. And, I know a lot of men and women out there are worried about age, and then they're worried about, oh, well, the scale's not moving, and I tried this and I tried that. And don't be afraid, guys, to reach out to Adam and the team. When you join, that's his whole mission, is to help you. And he really, truly, humbly cares about your health.
You were having a bad day just last week, I think it was, and you sent me an email, and I think within the hour, I gave you a call.
Oh my God, guys, let me tell you. I, not to go into detail, the company that I was working for, that I thought was literally my dream career. And long story short, they did a huge layoff company-wide. And I was shocked, because this was on a Friday, and I was freaked out, because here it is, I'm pumped up. My mental state has just drastically improved. I mean, guys, eating healthy and losing weight really just transforms even the way you think of everything, and impulsively, my first person that I reached out to was Adam. I looked on Facebook and I couldn't message him. And I was like, how do I get a hold of Adam? And the reason why is because your last live, when I hit my 115 mark, you had created a TikTok, and then you talked about your TikTok on your live and said, Val, if you ever want to be, I'm hiring right now, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know why. I instantly thought, and I've been telling my boys, I have 3 sons, and I've been telling my sons, God, I wish I could just be be part of this movement somehow. And people have reached out to me, Adam, just from your lives, how did you do it? And they want to know. And even though they see the results, they're still, questioning.
I know, isn't that crazy? I always think that's the funniest thing, is they're seeing results, and all my lives generally, people are sharing all their wins and how much they lost this week. And then new people are still like, I'm not sure about this. I'm like, what is there not to be sure about? You see all the success. And yeah, isn't that funny how you're noticing that now?
I mean, it's definitely, I get it though. And it's not that it's weird. And I think maybe because you've been in the business for so long, and I love that you have us we're real, and this circles back to what I was going to express to me emailing you. This is really happening. I weigh myself every day, and if I gain a pound, I'm okay, because that means I ate well, and I I'm gaining more muscle mass because I did put in the work, and now I'm proud of the scale. And it's, again, not a number anymore. But to circle back, and all this hand-holding that you have done in my life, I reached out to him via email. He has 2 emails. And then I was like, oh my God, do I email him at the Adam Potash email or the info email? And so I did both. And I literally told Adam, I had a horrible day. I'm freaking out. This just happened with my opportunity. Can you please call me? This is my cell phone number. And I know you're like super busy. He called me, guys, within 5 minutes. And I don't have this number programmed. The caller ID on my iPhone said, Adam Potash. I was like, then I became starstruck. And I told the boys, is this Adam Potash?
Yeah, you didn't believe it was me.
Adam called me and he's like, hey, Val, it's Adam. I was like, oh my, he cared enough. And all my worrying and fear, and I was scared, guys, because I'm a single mom, I do all of this by myself. And he was just like, you know what? Talk to me. What happened? Great listener. And then he said, you know what? I'm going to see, yes, we are hiring on the program, and I don't want to offend you. It's going to be very minimal background, but I do want your story. I think there's, a lot of inspiration that you can do. And guys, it's crazy how God works.
So everything is coming full circle. Listen, Val, I appreciate your time sharing with everybody so much. As Valerie just mentioned, this has come so full circle that we have actually have Valerie as a part of our team right now, which is unbelievable. I'm so excited about it. Not only I don't even know what your title is going to be yet. Maybe like
they're trying to make magic happen.
Ambassador of influence or something like that. The queen of the Biggest Loser Club. I don't know. We got to come up with some great title for you, but we are happy to have you on board and for you to share your story with everybody else. We're growing every day, and we're so excited again for you to be a part of this and growing with us. And the sky's the limit. And we're just here to help people lose weight and feel their very best, as you've experienced firsthand. Any last advice for anybody maybe skeptical and on the fence and not sure what they want to do, but they've been struggling for a little while?
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I'm just going to do a Cliff Notes version. In my health, I do suffer from severe thyroid, Hashimoto's. Unfortunately, 2 years ago, I had a really horrible episode happen to me, which I thought was vertigo. And it turns out after a year worth of MRIs, I do have MS, multiple sclerosis. And, my mother was diagnosed with chronic MS when I was 6 years old. And me and my family and my siblings took care of her our entire life until she passed away. And I saw how it defeated her, how it did all these things. And I always promised myself, if I was ever genetically, unfortunately, because it's, now in my family, diagnosed, that I was going to beat it. And so in April, my sister got married, my twin sister. She got married. And these photos that you see here, I started crying. Because I'm like, oh my God, I have MS, and I had these exacerbations that happened, and I couldn't even digest food, and I was throwing the colon cancer card around. And then I saw this exact picture, and I was just like, how did I let myself get that way? How did I let myself get that way? And that's when I joined after 4 months of seeing Adam. And learning just the little that I did, because I know a lot of people out there are doing what I did, just trying to learn from the little tidbits that he gives. I joined. And guys, health and eating with a purpose and having community with people just like myself who have failed, started. I've done Manjaro, Petramine, I've done Weight Watchers, I've done everything. And I'm so blessed that my health has changed. And I listen to myself, and I love me. all because of you, Adam. So thank you.
Thank you. And I know you're never going back there. And you know, we have this saying, we're not anybody's first choice, but we'll be their last choice, right? So thank you for that. Thank you again so much for being on here with me. For those of you listening, you could always check it out on iTunes or Spotify. You can check out at the Adam Potash Approach. If you want more information about the program, please check it at adampotash.com, or you can always email us at info@adampotash.com. And Val, maybe share your information with people that want to reach out to you. Maybe you want to ask you a few questions. What's your Instagram or things like that you want to share?
Yes. So I currently don't have anything public as far as Instagram, but I am actually transforming and in the middle of transitioning because I just started on board with them and don't really know what I'll be doing, but I do want to definitely open it up. I've noticed that a lot of people have reached out to me, and please, I am going to answer everybody. So hopefully you'll tag me on TikTok. That's public. Just do that, and then I'll have my Instagram tag on there as well, and then I'll start opening that up to public. And I've been trying to
TikTok. What's your TikTok name?
It's just VALERIE, Val AR, and then VAL, and then Aram ARAM, and then 03 is my Instagram and my TikTok.
Perfect. So you can reach out to Val anytime. I'm sure she's happy to answer any question for you. You can reach out to us anytime. We're happy to answer any questions for you as well. So again, thank you guys for listening in to us today. Thank you so very much, Valerie, and we will talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, guys. Good luck. See you on the other side.
Bye.
Bye.